Welcome back to Homemaking with Marissa. Each week I share 5 homemaking priorities I'm focusing on, from cleaning and cooking to budgeting, planning, and routines that help our house run more smoothly. This week I am finishing up the kitchen, moving into the dining room, and taking care of a few practical things to ease into fall, like budgeting ahead for Christmas, refreshing my shoes for the season, and sharing a cozy ramen recipe that the kids actually request. Let's go ahead and jump in. Last week we worked on deep cleaning the kitchen, and this week I am combining the remaining kitchen items as well as the dining room for my zone cleaning. The kitchen always takes more than 1 week, and the dining room is a little bit quicker, so pairing them together ensures that everything gets done. Here is the breakdown I follow. On Monday, I deep clean the oven, I run the self-cleaning cycle, and take the racks out to soak them in the bathtub. I always lay down a towel underneath to avoid any scratching inside of the bathtub, and I spray them with Dawn Power Wash. I then let them soak in hot water before scrubbing them. It's not perfect at getting everything off the oven grates, but it definitely does a good enough job by my standards. I then move on to polishing the refrigerator and vacuuming underneath. On Tuesday, I wipe down the counter, I remove everything and make sure that all of the appliances get a good scrub underneath. I clean the backsplash, and I also descale the coffee maker. I clean the dishwasher front, and then I go through and collect June's bowls and make sure that those run through a cycle in the dishwasher. Final thing I will do on Tuesday is put one of these little Plink lemon scented, they're like meant to deodorize the inside of your garbage disposal. So you'll run water, drop one of these in, and then run the garbage disposal with the water still running, and it just refreshes the garbage disposal. On Wednesday, I work on my cabinets. I use just a combination of warm water and then dish soap. Dip a towel in and just wipe down the fronts of all the cabinets, all of the drawers, as well as my kitchen island. Also on Wednesdays, I will use the same water and dish soap mixture to wipe down my back door. Thursday has more of a focus on the dining room. I go around, spray all of my baseboards with an all-purpose cleaner, wipe those down. I dust the light fixture. I also go collect all of the little dog hair that's accumulated on the bottom of my chair legs and give the floors a good vacuum. All right, if you are a percussion enthusiast, or if you're my husband, I would fast forward through the next 30 seconds of this video because once a quarter, I do pull out the piano. I find that because June is such an aggressive shedder, there is always a collection of dog hair underneath and behind my piano. So I do go through the process of pulling it out. My piano is on wheels, which makes it a little bit easier. And we are not using the piano frequently enough that I'm super concerned about it knocking it out of tune, but it really does make a difference to get behind there and vacuum up all of the dog hair. On Friday, I wrap up by washing the drapes. I take those off of the window, throw those into the washing machine. I make sure and swap out the tablecloth. I do this more than once a quarter, but I like to give it a refresh on Friday. I did just find a new tablecloth that I found at Kroger. This is like a Christmas printed tablecloth and was on sale for $7. So I was excited to find that. I finish by spraying down the window and the sliding glass door with just glass cleaner and giving that a good scrub. Priority number 2 is going to be a quick and easy, family-friendly ramen recipe. This is one of my fallback dinner recipes. I like to make this when I'm looking for something warm, but also filling and quick. Homemade ramen is really just using pantry ingredients. I start by browning sausage. I always buy sausage when I see it severely discounted at Kroger. I will stock up, stick it in the freezer. I then saute garlic and ginger. I add homemade chicken broth. This is the same one that I showed a couple videos back. A splash of soy sauce. And then I just use the store-bought ramen noodles and I toss out the seasoning packet. Sometimes I'll add green onions or I'll add leftover chicken, a soft-boiled egg, but honestly, my kids just like it plain. This is super affordable, it's filling, and it's also really easy to make. You'll see the full process in the video. wanted to share a fall staple that I've already been wearing. This 100% organic cotton sweater is from Quince. I believe that it comes in 8 different colors. I love that this works with skirts and dresses. You can use it as a layering piece with jeans. It's perfect for fall mornings that are crisp when you're doing school drop-off, but you can also shed the layer for later in the day when it starts to warm up. I'm showing a close-up of the fabric, and then I will also include a few photos of how I've been styling it lately. This is the kind of piece that works for all seasons. So if you're looking for something that's simple and versatile, I really recommend this sweater. Because it's September 2nd, I want to remind everyone to make sure that you have your September monthly budget set up. And I also would encourage you to start looking ahead now at Christmas. Now, ideally, Christmas is something that you save for year round, but if you haven't started yet, now is the time to do so. I have a planner that I pull out every year. Inside it, I like to just jot down who I'm buying for and how much I plan on spending. I've mentioned before that one of my children is an adult. He's already moved out of the house, and in a future video, I will go through the amount that I am budgeting for each individual and how that has changed now that I have an adult child. I also spent a little time this week giving my shoes a refresh. I have 2 pairs of Cole Haan sneakers that I have had for years, and I am really just trying to stretch them out through one more season. I also have a pair of Tory Burch slides I found at a thrift store a few years ago. Now, originally, these were in near new condition, but I have worn them gardening, and now they're looking pretty rough. So here's what I do. I start with a magic eraser to clean the leather. Then I make sure that I dry it off completely before I apply the polish. My polish just came from the grocery store, and I also think that I have seen these at Walmart, Target, places like that. It's pretty readily available. I will show how it works on both the black and the white leather, and the difference is kind of night and day. I am surprised at how much of a difference this makes, especially the slides. Those look 10 times better after just a little bit of care. Thank you so much for spending part of your week with me. I would love to know what is one thing that you're doing right now to prepare your home for fall. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe so you don't miss next Tuesday's episode. I'll be sharing 5 new homemaking priorities, including a hallway deep clean, a weekend pancake mix recipe, my basic everyday makeup routine, a Costco grocery haul, and a simple candle making project. I'd love to have you join me. In the meantime, I will be chatting with you in the comments. Bye!